You're watching Warriors Today by Chat Sports. I am Chase Sr., and you might be asking yourself, why does it say subscribe to the 49ers report on your screen right now? Well, if you're a Warriors fan, maybe you're a 49ers fan as well. And if you haven't subscribed to the 49ers report, you're making a big mistake. We just surpassed 34,000 subscribers. The NFL draft is coming up, so we're pushing out daily videos with all of the latest news, rumors, scouting profiles on some of these prospects, and this is a large family that continues to grow. So subscribe to the 49ers report, hit that big red button down below, and go to youtube.com/49ers TV. This is a squad that you want to be a part of. Welcome into Golden State Warriors Today. I am your host, Chase Sr. And did you catch the Dubs last night? Because they came through with a record-breaking performance, and they were scorching hot from the floor. It was a bunch of fun to watch because nobody was missing on this Warriors team. They crushed Oklahoma City. I'm talking like straight pummeled them. 147-109. The Warriors scored 75 points in the first half. 50 third quarter points. No team has done that across the NBA this year, and tied a franchise record for the most three-pointers in a single game with 24. This looked like the vintage Golden State Warriors from 2015 to 2019 with Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, Draymond Green, and Kevin Durant, but this was the modern-day Warriors. That's why it caught some people by surprise. And speaking of Steph Curry, Chef Curry was cooking once again. He dropped 42 points in 3 quarters of action, including 11 threes. So, my goodness, I was watching that game and I was just like starstruck by what the Warriors were doing. I felt the heat from OKC. They were sizzling hot. Did you feel it as well? Get into the comments, hop on board and join the show. Type H if you felt the heat from Oklahoma City, or type S if you just thought they were sizzling. I mentioned Steph Curry. He has been on a historic tear of late. Since coming back from that spinal cord contusion in his last 8 games, he's been going off at a record pace. We go back to March 29th against the Bulls. That's what started this hot streak when he came back from that injury. 32 points. Then against the Heat, 36 points. Against the Hawks, he followed that up with 37 points. Against the Bucks, he dropped 41. Against the Wizards, a slight 32. And then his last 3 games, even better than those previous 5. 38 against the Houston Rockets, 53 against the Nuggets, surpassing Wilt Chamberlain to become the Warriors' all-time leading scorer, and last night against OKC, 42 points. His last 8 games, as I mentioned, he has just been on a record pace, playing like an MVP. He's climbing up the MVP betting odds, and here are his numbers. 34.5 minutes per game, which I want to note here, because even though he's only playing 34.5 minutes, he is still averaging almost 39 points per game. This is flat out ridiculous. He's shooting more than 55% from the floor, and the biggest number right there, from 3, Chef Curry, cooking up some filet mignon with some diced onions, putting a little seasoning on that steak as well. 49% from 3. That's almost unheard of, but from Steph Curry's been so lights out from beyond the arc throughout his NBA career, it doesn't really surprise you all that much. But my gosh, we are witnessing history right now, and one of the biggest hot streaks in NBA history, which is something that you just have to savor and take in. I want to pose this question because I saw my buddy Drew Points pose this question on Twitter, and I started cracking up. I thought it was a classic tweet. He said, is Steph better in real life or in NBA 2K? Because right now, over these past 8 games, he's been putting up video game-like numbers. Type R for real life or type 2 for 2K. Good stuff there by my buddy DP. Now, I don't think Steph Curry is in line to win MVP because the Warriors will probably have to get into the 1 through 6 range in terms of the Western Conference standings, but he is in play to bring home another award, and that is the NBA scoring title. And I think it's within reach because he's catching up to Bradley Beal given this recent hot streak. So Beal with the Wizards still averaging 31 points per game. And there is Steph Curry right on his heels, averaging 30.7. Joel Embiid, since he came back from that knee injury, He's been playing tremendous basketball as well. He's right behind Curry at 29.8, but that is something to look at as we round out the regular season with the NBA playoffs coming up on May 22nd. If Steph Curry is going to bring home the scoring title. If he continues to play like he's playing right now, I think Steph Curry is going to bring that award home to add to his trophy shelf with 2 MVP awards as well as 3 NBA championships. So, my Dubs peeps out there, what do you think? Is Steph Curry going to win the scoring title? Get into the comments, type Y for yes or type N for no. So I talk about Steph Curry breaking Wilt's record for the most points in the history of the franchise the other night against the Denver Nuggets. He celebrated that accomplishment with Draymond Green, and Draymond Green was able to award him and celebrate with Steph Curry with a $4,000 bottle of wine. High rolling right there. I'm actually kind of jealous. And this is what Draymond Green had to say about celebrating that achievement as well as celebrating the player that is Steph Curry. Draymond said, quote, "As long as I'm around, it will be celebrated, and everybody around him that's going to be around when I'm around is going to celebrate him too because he's earned that." That was a great moment to just share that bottle of wine. Warriors owner Joe Lacob is incredible, by the way. That was a very expensive bottle of wine, but Joe let us get that on the team meal, so we appreciate Joe for that. Not every day someone is approving a bottle of Latache, or if you want to add a little French twist to it, Latache. So with that, I pose this question. My peeps out there, what is your celebratory drink of choice? For me, I love beer, and I got versatility to my game. I can drink an IPA, I can drink a fruity beer or a light beer, maybe even a milk stout. But if I'm at the bar and I'm taking a celebratory shot, I'll probably go with tequila or a fine whiskey. But let me know what your celebratory drink of choice is in the comments below. So for my Warriors fans out there, if you're living in the San Francisco area or you're nationwide and you're a 49ers fan as well, you have to hop on board the 49ers Report and join this family that we continue to grow here at Chat Sports. It's one of our fastest growing YouTube channels, one of our longest standing YouTube channels. We just surpassed 34,000 subscribers, and with the NFL draft coming up, we're doing a bunch. When Justin Fields had his pro day yesterday at Ohio State, and Kyle Shanahan and all of the 49ers executives were there to watch him, including John Lynch as well. We put out a video on it. When Mac Jones had his pro day a couple weeks ago at Alabama, we let you know about it. So all of the latest news and rumors heading up to the NFL draft, we have you covered. When the 49ers make their picks in the NFL draft in a couple of weeks, we're going to bring you all of these scouting profiles. We're talking daily videos all the time, multiple videos every single week. Join the faithful, join the family, and subscribe to the 49ers Report today. Just surpassed 34,000. Let's get to 35K leading up to the NFL draft. I want to update you all on James Wiseman and his meniscus tear. So a couple of days ago, we brought you an update here on Warriors Today, and the Warriors weren't sure how long he was going to be out for. That remains to be the case, but we do know when James Wiseman is going to go under the knife and repair that torn meniscus. He's actually getting surgery today on Thursday in Los Angeles. He suffered that knee injury on Saturday in a win against the Houston Rockets, and his timetable for his return is currently unknown. The complexity of the injury with something like this, it's not known until doctors get in there and they clean up that meniscus tear. And I was reading about this injury. For young players, they'll try to repair the meniscus. For older players, they might tear or take out that meniscus as a whole, and then the human body just kind of recovers over time. So this could be anywhere between a 4 to 7 week injury for James Wiseman, depending on the severity of it, or it could take him deep into the offseason and it could last a couple of months in terms of that recovery process. This is what Steve Kerr had to say to reporters talking about James Wiseman getting his knee repaired. He said, quote, "He's in LA and will have surgery tomorrow," so that's today on Thursday, "and we won't know the extent of what we're looking at until after the surgery." This is really unfortunate for James Wiseman. He's had an up and down rookie campaign since getting drafted number 2 overall by the Golden State Warriors in the NBA draft last year, and he showed flashes of becoming a really good player. At times, he reminded me a little bit of Chris Bosh, and he was starting to play really well. So for him to suffer this injury when he did, It's really unfortunate. So wish the young fella well, and like this video, give it a thumbs up to wish James Wiseman a speedy recovery in his recovery process. One more thing I want to get to. So Rick Welts, the former COO and president of the Golden State Warriors, he's going to retire after this season, and his replacement has been named. It's going to be Brandon Schneider, who's going to take Rick Welts' role. Rick Welts has been in the NBA for nearly 50 years. He oversaw one of the most successful runs in the history of the NBA with the Warriors when they made it to 5 straight NBA Finals and won 3 titles in that span. So he is certainly going to be missed. He kind of handled all of the Warriors' business operations, so Brandon Schneider is going to step in and fill his shoes. And Schneider's been familiar with this franchise. He's been with Golden State for almost 2 decades, 19 years to be exact. He was the chief revenue officer from 2018 to 21. So he has big shoes to fill, but he is certainly accomplished and capable of stepping up and taking Rick Welts' position. Before we head out, I love chopping it up with all of our viewers here at Chat Sports, especially the Warriors fans. Dub Nation, holler at me. Give me a follow on Twitter and Instagram at Chase_Senior. It's the same handle for both. And throughout my 5-6 weeks here at Chat Sports, because I'm somewhat new, I've had a bunch of people reach out and welcome me to the crew, but also just talk some basketball. So if you want to do the same, I love talking hoops. Give me a follow and a shout at Chase_Senior on Twitter and IG.